So you decide to go on your first backpacking trip, but of course, you'll need a backpack. You head on over to Amazon, and you come across the Amazon Basics line. Are they any good? My name is Chris, and this is Gear Cache. We'll start off with a couple quick facts about this backpack. I have here the 55-liter model. Empty weight is about 4 pounds 5 ounces, or 1.96 kilograms if you prefer that metric. And as it is lightly packed, it measures about 28 inches tall, roughly 17 inches across. Next, let's take a tour of the bag, starting with the main compartment. Inside the main compartment, you will find a few things. So first, we've got a Velcro loop to attach a bladder to, as well as a separator pouch to slide the bladder into, keeping it separate from your gear. This pouch does slide all the way down to the very bottom of the pack, so it actually goes alongside the sleeping bag compartment as well. So you may find it actually easier to load your bladder in before packing your sleeping bag into the bottom pouch. You also have a zipper pouch which houses the internal frame for this backpack. The frame of the backpack consists of this plastic board and these two aluminum rails that all are housed within this zippered pouch. If you are someone who has a problem with your backpack, you could potentially service this on your own if you knew how to. Moving on to the opening of this main pouch, you have the optional extension collar as advertised by Amazon. Now this piece I have a couple of gripes about. First off, it is really noisy material if you compare the main body of the bag to the extension collar. It's kind of like that chip bag sound. But overall, this collar doesn't really do much, since regardless of whether or not you use it, you still have to close the lid over the top of the bag. And so as a result, anything that gets put in that extension space is getting crammed down back into the bag regardless. Which brings me to the lid of the backpack. This lid does contain two compartments, one accessed via the inside of the bag, one on the outside of the bag, as well as the lid does include a bungee cable on top for strapping lighter items such as a rain jacket or so. The lid attaches to the main body via two clips, which can be cinched down to compress the bag together. Now on the bottom of the bag there is the advertised sleeping bag compartment, which is just a separate zipped pouch that is at the very bottom of the bag closest to your waist. This pouch does come with a heavier duty zipper, so as you stuff your sleeping bag in and it starts to put some pressure on that zipper, it's less likely to fail than a standard one. Now the sleeping bag compartment will not fit every sleeping bag out there, so double check that your particular bag is able to compact down small enough to fit into this compartment. If it does not, you can simply put your sleeping bag into the main compartment and use the lower compartment for clothing, toiletries, etc. This compartment also includes two buckles so that you can cinch this down even tighter once the sleeping bag is secure. Underneath the pouch for the sleeping bag, you will also find a smaller pouch for the included rain fly. The rain fly is attached to the pocket, so it should not fall off on its own as you're attempting to put it over your bag. Moving on to the outside of the bag, we have two large pockets that are zippered closed on the outer edges on either side. We have two meshed pockets so you can store water bottles for easy access while wearing the bag. There is also this front and center pouch which will not hold much gear because of its size. It's not very deep, but it will hold things such as a wallet, keys, phone, a map, things that you might want to access while on the trail, but again, none of your major gear will fit into this pouch. Moving on to the back of the backpack, you have all of the harnessing to attach the pack to yourself. Basic harness, you've got the shoulder straps, a strap across the middle to hold it together. You've got your waist strap with padded hip pads, your large buckle here. All of this is adjustable to various torso heights, so I'll be showing you that in just a second. As well as you do have a water pass-through for hydration bladder on the inside of the pack. Note that this is only on the right shoulder, not the left shoulder, so you only have the one option there. Now to adjust the shoulder strap height, first pull on the Velcro strap that is labeled back length adjustment. With that open, you can now completely disengage the shoulder pads from the back of the backpack. Now you'll see that there are a series of hooks attached to the back pane of the backpack itself. These shoulder straps hook through 6 of these loops, and there are a total of 11 loops, which means you have 6 potential positions of adjustment for the shoulder strap height. Decide which series of loops you wish to use and simply slide the Velcro loop back through these 6 loops and then close the system back on itself. Once you've selected the appropriate shoulder height, you will need to fine tune a few more straps just to make sure the backpack is fitting appropriately. Now once I got the backpack adjusted to my size, I was quite surprised by how comfortable it felt, given that this is Amazon and not some reputable outdoor company. But it does work well, and especially for its price point, it is an excellent option. However, there are a couple issues that I have with the bullet points given on their website. First is the listing of extensive storage pockets. There are several on the back side. However, if you flip the bag around, there is a very large lack of any storage accessible by the backpacker while wearing the backpack. So anything on the shoulder straps, which you often see on some nicer bags, especially on the hip where you have a lot of surface area here to attach a simple pocket, there are none present. So phone, camera, some energy to carry with you on the trail, those items will not be able to be stored on the backpack easily accessible by the wearer. Now there are pouches on the back, so if you're with somebody, they could certainly grab those things for you, but then that is a bit of a hassle. A second issue I have with the bag is the rainfly that is included. It fits over the bag as is, but if you get this thing fully loaded, it becomes much more difficult to fully stretch the rainfly to cover all of the bag. Now obviously, if you're out in a rainstorm that is heavy and you've got some protection, that's better than nothing, but the rainfly is already kind of pushing its limits with the bag kind of only partially full. So anyone who's doing a heavier, longer excursion might not be able to get the full protection that they need. And thirdly is once again that extension collar. It really just doesn't seem like it does much. Now granted, maybe someone out there would leave this bag with the top open so they can get that extra bit of space. But once you've got this lid closed, you lose all that extra space that extension collar supposedly gives you. A minor gripe, but it is one still nonetheless. Having said that, however, this is Amazon Basics. It is not intended to be the top of the line product out there. It is quite comfortable given its price point, and it holds plenty. So for a simple 1 or 2 day camping trip, it'll do the job. On top of that, it does come with a 1-year warranty, so you can be rest assured that it is actually going to hold up at least for a little bit. So overall, it is a pretty good product. Well, that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit that like button, get subscribed so you don't miss any future videos from us. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. We'll see you next time.